JoJo Siwa has always been a name that sparks conversation. From her sparkly outfits to her bubbly personality, she's been a childhood icon for years. But now, she's trying to shift gears, rebranding herself as an edgy, rebellious artist. Her latest music video, Choose Your Fighter, and her low-key horror movie, All My Friends Are Dead, show just how far she's willing to go. Today, we're diving into this wild new chapter to figure out if JoJo is thriving, floundering, or just enjoying the ride. JoJo's latest music video, Choose Your Fighter, is a spectacle in the truest sense of the word. It opens with JoJo swinging sticks and gearing up for battle in a world that feels like a mashup of TikTok trends and a low-budget action movie. The choreography is all over the place, with random fights breaking out, teddy bears getting involved, and, yes, someone licking her neck. It's a lot to take in. The lyrics try to send a deeper message about love and resilience, with lines like, "When you choose your lover, make sure they're your fighter." But the over-the-top visuals kind of drown out the point. Instead of feeling inspired, you're left wondering what you just watched. It's like JoJo tried to mix empowerment with chaos and ended up creating a viral fever dream. The internet, of course, had plenty to say. Comments range from, "This is like a TikTok challenge gone wrong," to, "I need an apology from JoJo for making me watch this." And yet, it's hard to look away. Love it or hate it, Choose Your Fighter has everyone talking, and in JoJo's world, that's what really matters. The reason I'm calling it a secret movie is that JoJo Siwa didn't mention it anywhere. I scoured her TikTok and Instagram accounts but couldn't find a single post referencing it. That struck me as odd. Why wouldn't she promote a film she stars in? It felt like a missed opportunity. But let's move on. The movie in question, All My Friends Are Dead, premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival on June 8th, 2024. Knowing the release date, I decided to dig into what JoJo was up to on that day. Instead of promoting her own film, here's what she was posting on June 8th. It's clear that JoJo was busy being her usual self, which probably explains why this movie flew under the radar. Just think about it. She stars in a film, but instead of promoting it, she's off tweaking out on TikTok. It's actually kind of hilarious when you think about it. Another reason the movie likely didn't gain traction is its poor performance. Out of the thousands of ratings it has, it's sitting at a dismal 2 out of 5 stars. That's not great. And judging by the reviews, it's safe to say people really didn't enjoy this movie. Let's take a closer look at just how much they disliked it. Confusing, boring, and not even funny, that one thing's a little bit an immensely troubling slasher with not much to like. Armius. All my ideas are stolen. Confusing, unsatisfying, and frustrating. 12 people found that helpful. I also stumbled across the trailer for the movie on YouTube, and it has just 95,000 views. While that might sound like a decent number, compared to JoJo's other content, it's practically nothing. On top of that, the trailer only has around 300 likes and 100 dislikes. It's safe to say that 99% of people didn't even know this movie existed until now. Clearly, this film isn't a crowd favorite, and honestly, I have to agree. Watching it was painful. With that said, let's get into the actual review. The good news? The movie is so bad that it's practically free to stream everywhere, so I didn't have to pay for it. Guess I'm still a law-abiding citizen. Now, let's dive in. The opening scene of this movie is one of the weirdest I've ever seen.
In life, they are the GOAT. In business, they are the GOAT. In family, yes, they're the GOAT. And when it comes time to chill the out, they only smoke the GOAT.
Yeah.
We do.
Christ.
I've got to say, I've never seen a movie start quite like this before. Maybe I'm just too used to the standard opening line, so I decided to give this one the benefit of the doubt. The movie begins at a wooden cabin with none other than JoJo Siwa herself. We're immediately tossed into a series of random flashbacks, accompanied by a voiceover that gushes about what a great person JoJo's character was.
The one who was such a light for others. It was an honor when they shared their hurt and their fears. It was inevitable. Someone would be drawn to that light just to destroy it.
At this point, things start to get weird. JoJo's character appears to be tweaking out, and honestly, I'm not even sure if the screaming is hers or just a poorly added sound effect in post-production. Anyway, JoJo gets killed off by some mysterious figure, but don't worry, that's not the last we'll see of her in this movie. The story then skips ahead 2 years and shifts focus to a group of 7 friends heading to an event called Karma Palooza. I'm guessing this is a nod to JoJo's song Karma, which also dropped that same year. Fun fact, Karma ended up becoming infamous for earning the most YouTube dislikes in 2024.
3.1 million!
So yeah, this event being named after it feels like an ironic Easter egg.
Emergency. I need you to like my vid.
Homies, you're my onlys, you're my ride or die. Homies, you're my onlys, you're my ride or die.
Hey guys, it's Live in the Big City. And guess what? I'm going to Karma Palooza, baby! Shut the fuck up!
You know what? I actually get it. These characters are hard to root for. They're not exactly likable. From what we can piece together, 6 of them were friends with JoJo Siwa's character before she was killed. And how do they honor her memory? By casually replacing her with another blonde. Classy, right? None of this is explained outright. You just have to piece it together from a random picture frame shown about 3 minutes into the movie. This ties into one of the biggest complaints I've seen. The movie spends the first 10 minutes dumping random backstory in an attempt to create some kind of history. Unfortunately, it's also poorly executed that it falls flat. Once the characters finally meet up, they start their journey to the music festival, Karma Palooza, and the plot starts to trudge along.
We gotta go! We gotta go right now! Start the band! Start the band!
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, this movie leans heavily into the whole brain rot social media vibe. Several of the characters are obsessed with their likes and follow accounts, with lines like, "Yo, I post without my consent, credit or copy, got it, whatever." It's exactly as cringy as it sounds. Personally, I'm not a fan of movies like this because the characters are always painfully predictable. Take this one girl, for example. She's supposed to be the most famous person in the friend group, yet she has the absolute worst personality. Shocking, right? It's the same tired trope we've seen 100 times before.
Hi, Ricky. Is that your agent?
Ew!
Liv, pump my leg later, please.
Are you in a van?
Yeah.
Are you being sex trafficked right now? Say something racist so I know you're okay.
Wait, what? Say something racist so I know you're okay? That line actually exists in this movie. It's supposed to be part of a conversation about someone potentially being sex trafficked, and yet this is what they came up with. Honestly, it's moments like this that make me start to understand why JoJo didn't bother promoting this film. It's beyond cringe-worthy and completely tone deaf.
So, there you have everyone.
Whoa, 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 pan that camera back. Who's that fresh-faced driver?
No, you wouldn't be interested in Sarah. Zero social game, nothing to exploit.
I'm not in the mood for a full breakdown of this movie, so let's speed things up. The plot sticks to the usual slasher formula. While the group is driving to the Karma Festival, they manage to destroy their tire, leaving them stranded and unable to continue. Classic setup for what's to come. Out of nowhere, a cop shows up on the deserted road. With no other cars in sight, the cop offers the group a ride to an Airbnb, which, surprise, surprise, turns out to be a creepy house in the woods. Predictably, the group starts dying one by one at the hands of someone wearing an LED mask. But instead of random colors, the mask features JoJo Siwa's face. Turns out, the 6 friends supposedly bullied JoJo to death, and the masked killer is out for revenge. And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. The person behind the mask is the cop. Yes, the same cop who just gave them a ride. But wait, it doesn't end there. The cop is working with the blonde girl, who is actually friends with JoJo. If you think that's bad, hold on. It turns out the 6 friends didn't even bully JoJo to death. The blonde girl seeking revenge is the one who accidentally killed her, so the entire plot revolves around revenge for a crime that didn't happen the way it's presented. The writers and producers genuinely thought they delivered something clever here, but it's a complete disaster. As for how the cop got involved, that part makes even less sense than the rest of the movie. The cop kills 6 people, yet apparently didn't even know who JoJo was. At this point, I'm done trying to make sense of it. I'm giving this movie a solid 0 out of 10. Not even the Ryan's World movie earned this low of a rating from me. It's trash, plain and simple. After watching this, I completely understand why JoJo didn't promote it. She probably didn't want her audience to see it at all.